Thanks to support as a channel member, Ian White. 4 of the 5 parts of the Pentagon Challenge are now complete. We've won the Champions League in Africa, Asia, North America and South America. We are finally heading to Europe. We do have a restriction that we can't manage a team that has ever won the Champions League before. But other than that, there are no rules. We're looking for a job so that we can complete the Pentagon Challenge. And at the moment, these are the jobs that are available across the top European leagues, and none of them are mega exciting. I think possibly the most exciting, Regensburg, obviously, football manager, who, why do they not have a manager? Their manager left to go and manage Napoli. He does not look old enough to be a football manager, but he's now the Napoli manager. So I guess they're a team that are on the up and doing quite well. So that might be an interesting one. But looking at other options, do we maybe go to a smaller league? Do we go look at somebody like Zurich, who their previous manager resigns to become manager of Slovenia? I feel like that's going to be a much harder job. I don't think we're going to win the Champions League from Switzerland. Not in any kind of reasonable time. We could go to a smaller Serie A club like Cremonese. Or obviously we've got a couple of Premier League relegation fodder options. Blackburn, of course, former Premier League champions, or Birmingham, who are they still mega rich? Or have they got, no, they're not mega rich anymore. So that's less fun. I like the idea of being mega rich, not just Premier League rich. I want mega rich. But I'm thinking, the thing is, and this is what we've got to bear in mind, with my manager profile, the way that it is, I am the best manager in the world. No club is going to turn me down. So any of those are going to be like, yeah, welcome aboard, Kev. So I guess it becomes, I don't think Blackburn or Birmingham are the answer. I don't want to manage a second tier club, so it rules out a lot of these. Again, Cremonese relegation. I think Regensburg are the one, based on what's there at the moment. But obviously, Bayern Munich are pretty hard to topple in Bundesliga. But if you do manage to topple Bayern Munich, I guess you have a very good chance in the Champions League. It is only the 4th biggest league in Europe. 20 years in the future. I think we'll see what they've got to say whilst still, can I not apply? Have they appointed an interim manager or something dumb like that? Why can't I apply? Can I apply for any of them? Why can't I apply for jobs? Okay, so I can apply for some, but not the interesting ones. Right, let's go on holiday for 2 weeks. I only want top division clubs. And let's see where we are in 2 weeks' time. Right, we've been offered a job at Angers in France. That doesn't really appeal. You know what does appeal? We're going to decline that. I've just seen on the job security thing, Wimbledon is insecure. Am I scum enough to declare interest in it? I think I am. Johnny Jackson, you've had a good run. You've been there 20 years. You've done incredible work. But Kev's here. We're declaring interest in Wimbledon. Because it just seems like the perfect end. Yeah, I'm going to respond. Your name has been bandied about in connection with AFC Wimbledon. How do you feel about being linked with a lower profile job? I want it. Yeah, I want the job. Now, hopefully they'll use that as an excuse to sack him and appoint me instead. I'm not going to Liverpool because they've already won the Champions League, so I can't go to Liverpool. Atletico must have won the Champions League. They haven't. Now then, Atletico Madrid. That's the one, or a one for sure. Yeah, I'll take that. I'm not going to declare interest in Atletico. I'm just going to keep trying to pile on the pressure at Wimbledon. There's now a vacant managerial position at Wimbledon? No, there isn't. I mean, Johnny Jackson must hate me now. 20 years of incredible work he's done. And along comes Kevy Big Boots to stomp him out of his job and go and become the real hero by winning the Champions League with him. I'm not even sad about it. I'm happy to do it. It will be my pleasure. Right, what else is going on? Have they sacked him yet? No. It's just lazy at this point. Right, Freiburg is available. They couldn't have won it, surely. No. Okay, so Freiburg. Is Freiburg interesting? I think Regensburg is more interesting, but that seems to have disappeared. That's not on there anymore. 20. If we go to the Netherlands, could be interesting. I mean, at the moment, and because I am in a position where I can pick and choose, Wimbledon or Atletico. They're the two at the moment that are interesting me the most. So I'm willing to wait for one of those to become available. Ben Durant wants to know why I keep resigning. Because I'm doing a Pentagon challenge, you absolute plum muffin. Championship Tottenham has become available. Who obviously haven't won a Champions League. I mean, I've got to, haven't I? Why whenever I do a big challenge do we always end up giving Spurs trophies? But I mean, that's the obvious job, right? We've got to apply for Spurs. I think I'd still rather have Atletico or Wimbledon, but neither of them are available. Why is the Spurs job available? Because Upamecano, who was their manager, who's previously managed Regensburg that we looked at, has now gone to manage Angers, who I just didn't even apply for. Of course, Spurs. How are Spurs in the Championship? Has it just been a sad time for them? Oh, they've been down there a few times. Spurs have been rubbish for like 60 years. Well then, that might be a bigger job than I'm anticipating. If they've fallen that far, that's not nailed on that I want that one, because obviously going to the Championship is that's the job. I want Wimbledon. But what are the chances of them finally sacking him after 20 years when they're still not in the relegation zone in the Premier League? Right, Valencia is now available as well, which presumably they haven't ever won the Champions League. They have not. So we'll apply for Valencia as well, who are currently 11th in La Liga. Still no sign of the Atletico job becoming available. I could go to Hull or Luton. I mean, poor old Phil Welch has got like the most difficult choice anyone's ever had to make. Is there no other option for you, Phil? Do you need a job? Here we go then. Tottenham job interview. Hi guys. There's a few questions we'd like to ask. That is how interview work, Robert. How are you doing? Can you ease our concerns? You've never previously managed in this country. I am from this country, Robert. Can you tell me why managing at a number of clubs as you have done is a good thing? Because I've won everything with all of them, Robert. I am ready to leave a legacy. This is going to be my final club. Why have you felt it acceptable to apply for a number of jobs whilst employed by another team? I mean, I haven't done that for 10 years now. You've been up for a few jobs. Are you hedging your bets? I'm considering my options. We're challenging for promotion as expected, and we've been in the mix all season. Am I the right person for the job? Yes. We'd like to know, when do you intend to establish yourself as the club's manager? When Wimbledon decide they're never going to sack their manager. Immediately, I guess. Am I going to work with Lawson Fogden? What a name. Lawson Fogden. Yeah, I'll work with him. He sounds great. I don't need to bring any staff in. My staff are all great. So the long-term plan for Spurs, get back to the Premier League and then just remain in it for 5 years. We're going to win the Champions League. That's what we're here for. Good transfer budget for the Championship. Very good wage budget for the Championship. Yeah, this job is appealing. It's Spurs, though. Goodness me. Right, we have a Valencia job interview as well. It's probably going to be the same questions, so we're going to do the same answers. Yeah, I can speak Spanish. I'm fluent. I've just been managing in Argentina, having never managed a club of our stature and reputation. I've won 4 Champions Leagues, Sergio. Goodness me. You developed a reputation by applying for other jobs while still employed. What's that? What's all that about? If that's genuinely an interview question you're asking, what's that all about? I query whether or not I want to manage here. But let's move through relatively quickly. I am a motivator. Yes, I can take charge immediately. Do I want to work with this guy? Good beard. Yeah, that's all I need to see. He's got a beard. I trust him. Right, what do you want? You're looking for top half finish, just consistent top half finishes. Again, I feel like expectations need to be a little bit higher. So we've got a wage budget of 2.2. Did I miss the transfer budget there? Or is there not one? Right, the clock starts ticking here because we have our Tottenham job offer. I am conscious that we're in the transfer window. I'm not that concerned. I feel like Spurs should be able to just get promoted without having to do any transfers with the biggest club legend they've got, Brennan Johnson. That's an interesting one. But I'm going to do the 2-week delay thing, because I want other options. I want Wimbledon to have time to sack their manager. Tottenham will be fun, but I think we can all agree not as fun as Wimbledon. So we delay. We also have a job offer from Valencia. And I mean, to be fair, they're now in the lead. 66 million, 2.2 million wage budget. Why do they not have a manager? Where did he go? He went to manage Freiburg, again, which is a club that I wasn't that interested in. Am I misunderstanding the landscape of European football 20 years in the future? But yeah, we're now waiting for Valencia are the benchmark. Spurs, we're not going to. We're going to Valencia as it stands in 2 weeks' time. I mean, bless them for trying. No thank you, Norway. But good effort. Well, my 2 weeks has expired. And I'm sat here thinking it is literally a coin flip. We've got relegated but about to be promoted against Spurs, against could still be relegated Valencia. There's more money at Valencia, but probably more story at Spurs, picking them up from the Championship and taking them to the Champions League glory. We're going to do a vote, just like we did with Colon. Obviously, this isn't live, so we can't do it as a live vote now. But I will, probably an hour or so after this video goes live, pop a poll up on the community page where you can vote for whichever option you would prefer me to go to. Obviously, there's going to be people seeing the community page thing who haven't watched the video, who won't have all the context. So if you have got to this point of the video and you've got the context, make sure your vote counts. I'm, like I say, away this weekend, so we'll just leave the poll open over the weekend. When I get back Monday morning, whichever one is winning the poll is the one we start with on Monday's episode. And it will be the final club of the series. Of that, I am certain. So who do you want to see me win my 5th Champions League with? Championship Tottenham or Valencia? But if you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much to all of these beautiful Patreon folk. And thank you very much for watching.